Hi everyone, and welcome back to the English Club. This is the podcast where we help you improve your English through fascinating conversations on topics that inspire and empower. My name is Sam, and I'm so happy to have you with me today. In this episode, we're talking about something that can truly transform your life: habits. We all have habits, some good, some not so good, but the right habits can set you up for success, improve your health, and make you happier. Today, we're going to explore the 10 best habits for your life, habits that can help you become your best self. To help me with this discussion, I'm joined by a very special guest. He is an entrepreneur who's passionate about building good habits for personal and professional success. Ethan, welcome to the English Club.
Hi Sam, thank you for having me. I'm really excited to talk about this topic. It's something I've seen make a huge difference in my own life.
We're thrilled to have you here. And for our listeners, a quick reminder. You can find the full transcript of this episode in the comments section. Following along is a great way to practice your English reading skills while listening. Alright, let's dive in. Ethan, let's start with the basics. Why do you think habits are so important in shaping our lives?
That's a great question, Sam. Habits are essentially the small, repeated actions we do every day. And over time, they compound into big results. For example, exercising for 20 minutes a day might not seem like much, but if you do it consistently, it can dramatically improve your health. The key thing about habits is that they save you mental energy. Once something becomes a habit, you don't have to think about it anymore, it becomes automatic. That's why it's so important to focus on building positive habits that align with your goals.
That makes so much sense. It's like habits are the foundation for everything else in life. Alright, let's get into the heart of today's episode, the 10 best habits for your life. Ethan, let's talk about the habits that you believe can make the biggest difference.
Absolutely. Let's start with health, because if you're not taking care of your body, it's hard to succeed in other areas. Habit number 1 is regular exercise. And I don't mean you have to go to the gym every single day. Even something simple, like taking a 20-minute walk after dinner or stretching in the morning, can do wonders. What matters most is being consistent. When you move your body regularly, it boosts your energy and keeps you feeling strong. Habit number 2 is getting enough sleep. It sounds basic, but so many of us don't prioritize it. I've found that creating a bedtime routine really helps. For example, I try to stay off my phone and other screens at least an hour before bed. And instead, I read a few pages of a book. It helps me unwind and sleep better. Next is habit number 3, eating mindfully. And this isn't just about eating healthy. It's also about how you eat. Instead of rushing through your meals or eating while scrolling on your phone, try to sit down and enjoy your food. Pay attention to the taste, the texture, and how full you feel. You'll be surprised how much better your body responds.
Those are such important habits. And I love how approachable they are. What about habits for our mental well-being?
That's a big one. Mental health is just as important as physical health. So, habit number 4 is practicing gratitude. It's as easy as writing down 3 things you're thankful for every morning. It could be your morning coffee, a conversation you had, or even just the sunshine outside. Starting your day this way helps you focus on the positive. Habit number 5 is journaling. It doesn't have to be deep or lengthy. You could spend 5 minutes at night writing about your day, what made you happy, or something you're working on. It's a great way to reflect and clear your mind. Habit number 6 is mindfulness or meditation. And again, you don't have to sit cross-legged for hours. Even just a few minutes of slow, deep breathing or sitting quietly and focusing on the present moment can reduce stress and help you feel grounded.
I love those suggestions. They're simple, but I can see how powerful they can be. Now, what about habits that help people be more productive?
Great question. Habit number 7 is planning your day the night before. I always take 10 minutes before going to bed to jot down my priorities for the next day. Just 3 things I want to focus on. It helps me start the day with clarity and intention. Habit number 8 is reading every day. It doesn't have to be a whole book. Even 10 pages of something meaningful can introduce new ideas, spark creativity, and keep you inspired. I personally enjoy reading books about personal development and business. Habit number 9 is learning to say no. This is something I had to really work on, but it's so important to protect your time. If something doesn't align with your values or your goals, it's okay to say no. Respectfully, it helps you stay focused on what really matters. And finally, habit number 10 is taking breaks to recharge. This might sound counterintuitive, but taking short breaks throughout the day can actually make you more productive. I often follow a method where I work for 25 minutes. Then take a 5-minute break, just enough time to stretch, walk around, or reset your mind before jumping back in.
That's such a great list. Ethan, I love how these habits cover different areas of life, your body, your mind, and how you manage your time. They're practical and inspiring, and I think our listeners are going to find them super helpful. Now that we've talked about these powerful habits, the next question is, how do we actually stick to them? I mean, it's one thing to say, I'll start journaling, or I'll get more sleep. But sticking to those goals can be tough, right?
Absolutely. That's the challenge for most people. And honestly, even for me sometimes, creating habits is about consistency, not perfection. The key is to start small and be patient with yourself. If you try to change everything at once, you'll probably burn out, but if you focus on one habit at a time, just one, you'll build momentum.
So let's say someone wants to start waking up earlier or exercising daily. What would you recommend as a first step?
Great question. I'd say begin with something so small that it feels easy. For example, instead of saying, I'm going to exercise an hour every day, try, I'll stretch for 5 minutes every morning. That small win helps you build trust with yourself. Over time, it grows into a bigger routine. You're training your brain to feel successful.
I really like that idea, celebrating small wins. It's like you said in the last topic, with writing down just 3 things you're grateful for. It doesn't take long, but it makes a big impact.
Exactly. And speaking of mindset, another thing that helps is creating an environment that supports your goals. Let's say you want to read more, put your book on your pillow so you see it before bed. If you want to stop using your phone late at night, charge it in another room. Your environment either helps you or works against you.
That's so true. Sometimes we think it's all about motivation, but our surroundings really do influence our habits.
Yeah, and to keep motivation high, I always remind people to reconnect with their why. Why did you want to build that habit in the first place? Maybe you want to be healthier for your family, or have more energy for your goals. When you remember your purpose, it becomes easier to stay consistent, even when motivation fades.
That's a powerful reminder. So, in a way, building habits isn't just about willpower. It's also about structure, purpose, and self-compassion.
Exactly. And one more thing. Don't wait for the perfect time. Start today, even if it's just a tiny step. Progress happens when we show up again and again, even when we don't feel ready. That's what really creates change.
Such great advice, Ethan. I'm sure our listeners are feeling encouraged and ready to take action now. It's not about being perfect, it's about showing up for yourself. One small step at a time. Ethan, thank you so much for sharing your insights and advice. This has been such a valuable conversation about how habits can truly transform our lives. And to our listeners, what about you? What's one habit you'd like to start? Or one that's already made a big difference in your life? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget, you can find the full transcript of this episode in the comments section. If you enjoyed this discussion, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends.